Whether you choose non-profit or for-profit, it can determine how you will be funded and how your mission will operate. So let's break it down. First of all, what's the difference between a for-profit and non-profit business? Hello and welcome back to the Victim to Visionary series. My name remains Bukola Oriola, and I'm an entrepreneur. I'm the owner of Bukola Oriola Group LLC. I help others to become business owners, and that's part of why I'm doing this series called Victim to Visionary. While the primary audience are those who have lived experience, the information provided in this series can be used by anybody who is interested in starting their own business. So if your goal is to start your own business soon, or you're in the middle of it right now, you don't know what to do or how to go about it, I invite you to learn more about the steps you need to take to successfully launch your own business. So today we're going to be talking about episode 4. Wow, it's the 4th episode already. And episode 4 focuses on choosing your business. What kind of structure do you want for your business? Meaning, do you want to choose for-profit business or non-profit business? Because there are two main categories of ways that you can go to in business. Either you want to create your business for non-profit, which will be to provide services, to be a charity organization where your money mainly will be coming from donations, or you want to be a for-profit business where your money will be coming mainly from sales or services that you have provided to others. But we'll get into the details in a minute. And in this episode, we have the worksheet available. The business structure decision guide worksheet will be available to you at the end of this episode, so you can download it in the description below to help you determine if for profit is your route or non-profit is the route that you are being called into. Whether you choose non-profit or for-profit, it can determine how you will be funded and how your mission will operate. So let's break it down. First of all, what's the difference between a for-profit and non-profit business? A for-profit business is a business whereby you earn money by selling products, or you are selling services. Services we mentioned in earlier episode about services being maybe consulting, maybe braiding hair for people, or cleaning services. But when it comes to non-profit, with non-profit, you actually are fulfilling a mission where you are providing services to individuals who have one type of lived experience or another. So to make it easy, I'm going to break it down to like human trafficking or domestic violence. So if your goal is to provide services to those who have experienced domestic violence, maybe you want to provide housing to them, or you want to provide some kind of support to them where you help them navigate systems to be able to get the services they need as a result of their experience, then non-profit is your route to go. Also, when it comes to for profit, you are the owner of the company. However, when it comes to non-profit, you are not the owner. The public owns the community because it's a public charitable organization. The public are the ones funding that organization through, the donation you get, or the grant you get, or the sponsorship you get to run programs. So they're not money you are getting for providing one service or the order directly that is coming to you, the way it is structured is for the public to own it, because the public are the ones basically funding that organization. And also, non-profit structure is different from for profit. For profit, you make all the decisions, you determine what you want to do, what you don't want to do, you call the shot, you own the bank account and everything. But when it comes to non-profit, you don't own the bank account, you don't call the shots. You have to work with a board. The board is the governing the board has the governing power of that organization, and you have to work with the board to fulfill the mission of that organization. You can't just randomly do stuff or do things on your own without carrying the board along or getting approval from the board. You don't do things that is not within the mission. You don't just do random things all over the place. You have to constantly work on the mission of the organization to fulfill that mission, so that you can continue to keep your non-profit status and continue to provide the services that you need for the people that you are serving. So let's look at a graphic, a chart quickly. So for profit, you can keep the profits, but for non-profit, profit must support the mission of the organization. With for profit, you pay taxes, but for non-profit, it's a tax exempt if approved by the IRS. So one of the steps you have to take as a non-profit is that you have to apply for what they call a determination letter, so they can make you an exempt organization, so you don't have to pay taxes. Then for profit, it's easier to start and manage alone. You don't need additional hands. You can just start it alone by yourself, depending on what your vision is or what you want to do. But non-profit, no matter how small or tiny the organization is, it requires a board and a mission alignment. For profit, it is funded by sales and customers. So meaning you are selling product, like I mentioned earlier in one of the earlier videos, like selling product, like let's say you are selling skincare product, like I make skincare products. So selling products or consulting and getting money from that. But for non-profit, it is funded by donations and grants. Public donations, private donation, foundation donations, and grants. Grants from also public agencies, government agencies, public foundations. And for profit, you can sell it or transfer it to another person. So if you feel that, oh, that business, you are done with it, you don't want to run that business anymore, you can just go ahead and sell the business. But when it comes to a non-profit, you cannot sell it or keep the earnings. If a non-profit is shutting down, you have to do it in a way where it has to be a decision made by the board, and then whatever money that is in that account does not belong to you. It belongs to the public. So that money has to be given to another non-profit organization to continue the mission. So I hope that chart is helpful to helping you decide which route you want to go, what aligns with your motive or your mission. And that also brings us to these questions that you have to ask yourself. Ask yourself, what is my motive? If your goal is to earn income, be your own boss, and build wealth, then the for-profit is your route. If your goal is to serve a cause, educate or help others long-term, then non-profit is your route to go. The next question is, how do I want to be funded? If you want to be funded through sales of products and services, then for-profit is your route to go. If you want to be funded through grants, donations, and sponsorship, then non-profit is your route. And then the last question is, do I want to be the final decision maker? So if you have full control, or you want to have full control, then a for-profit is your choice to go. However, a non-profit requires a board and shared governance. So with non-profit, if you don't want full control, you don't mind having shared control, then non-profit is your route to go. So those are the questions you need to ask yourself. And I want to tell you, there is no right or wrong answer or right or wrong way to go. You can do for profit or you can do non-profit. You can even do both too. There are people who do both. They run for profit and they also have a non-profit to fulfill that mission, because for especially for those with lived experience, naturally you want to help, and that help can only be done mainly through non-profit. But also that doesn't mean you cannot start your own for-profit business too. So you can do both. For example, I am doing both. I have Bukola Oriola Group LLC, where it is my for-profit business, where I have my books, where I have my skincare, handmade skincare products, Ewa hair and skincare, and where I do consulting for businesses, consulting for others who want to start their business, consulting for those who want to become published authors, consulting for government agencies, for other non-profit organizations. And then on the other hand, I'm also the executive director of the Anything Story, where I provide direct services to those who have experienced human trafficking at the Anything Story. So, I'm wearing two hats. It means that you can do both. So with the Anything Story, I have to work with the board to get the mission accomplished on that end and provide the services that I need to provide to individuals there. But on the other hand, with my for-profit business, I make the sole decision how I want things to go, what I want to do. I choose when I want to do the work or not do the work. But for the non-profit, I don't just do anything anyhow. I have to carry the board along. I have to take permission from the board. The board, they have to vote, so I have to always go to the board for permission for things. So think about it, what you really want to do. And if you are not sure what you want to do, maybe you can start with a non-profit, with a for-profit, because you can start small and then you be in control and see how it goes for you, and then you start building your business from there. So sometimes we choose non-profit by default because we are used to helping people. But remember, you are allowed to profit. You are allowed to earn. Your healing, your time, and your value matter. So please don't think that any money is a crime. Any money is not a crime. You can earn money. You can earn money for your value, because your value matters. Your healing matters also. And I invite you to download the Business Structure Decision Guide. So look in the description below and download that guide. It includes a side-by-side breakdown and a decision-making checklist that you can use to determine for yourself which route to go. See you in episode 5 on how to legally register your business and make it official. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for staying on with me. For those who have been staying on, thank you so much. And I would like to give a shout out to Simi. She has commented on previous episodes. Thank you so much, Simi. And I do hope that you are finding the resource helpful and following along with the downloadables to keep working on making your business creation business a reality, so we can celebrate you. Thank you so much, everyone. If you have questions, please put your questions in the comments. If you have comments also, I want to hear from you. Put your comments in the comment section. God bless you. Until next time, I'll see you in episode 5. Bye-bye.